everybody. Come on in. We are having, they say we're going to have the hottest September ever on record. We are beating temperatures right and left. Even more so where Rosemary lives, an hour and a half's drive away in Kamloops. They are more desert-like there, but still it's been very hot here. I can't remember the last time I had rain to think about. So it's been very dry, and growing a slipper orchid is new to me because we don't have them growing naturally here, and we don't have Paphiopedilums or Phalaenopsis growing naturally here. We have no orchids that, there might be some type of small orchid that could grow in the ground in some places. So when Rosemary gave me this slipper orchid, Paphiopedilum, in bloom last year, I didn't know what to expect, whether it would continue to grow, whether I could save it. I had some many years ago and I did not do well with them. But maybe I have that solution because I have a huge bloom ready to open, and I'm waiting, and when it does open you will see it. But I just want to share a few things with you about why I think this has made it, because first of all, it's been hot and it's been over 100 in this room most days. And then it's been very dry, very, very little humidity. And I used to use a lot of misting bowls, which I don't keep any going out here anymore, because at a sale, a place that was selling out secondhand stuff, we had purchased this huge humidifier that we wouldn't use in the house. It's old and we just washed up, the filters were in it, but it has two big things that hold water, and it is what saves me, because it's not on right now because it's noisy, but when it is on, it's throwing a lot of cool air, at least in this area. And does it get the humidity high? Not much higher than 30%. But that cool air through the 100-degree temperatures is kind of a lifesaver. And the other lifesaver would be that our evenings are cooling off nicely now. Now, if we were having this heat like we have sometimes in the past, earlier in the year when it doesn't cool down as quick at night, it may have been a little hotter, but I'm not sure what we're cooling down to. But about a week ago, our furnace came on in the morning. We thought, we don't really need that on, but it had been set for 70 in the house and it came on. So we don't want it on. But we open every window and every door at night. And we try and get as much cold air in this house while we can at night, and then everything gets sealed off, and it's been quite bearable. We haven't had to go downstairs, which we could because it is cooler down there, but we've been doing quite well. And the orchids, this is the other thing, all these orchids have not been getting watered twice a week. A couple times I come out and I have this little mister, and I will mist them. And the oncidiums that are growing in the back, I have we got a blind we're going to put up here in the fall, but I have some cardboard that's got foil on it and blocking the actual sun, because plus the shade cloths on the roof, so they're just getting reflected light. At all times they're getting reflected light, but it's bright. It's bright in here, it's warm in here, and then it's cool at night. I even noticed one orchid, I think it was a plastic bottle experiment orchid that's now in glass. I noticed a spike coming because the temperatures are dropping. And that is one thing you want to do. So if your orchids are outside or inside, you want to ensure they're getting lots of light so that they're growing good. Ensure they're getting lots of calcium, magnesium, because they love it in the heat of the growing season. And then we are getting into that period where we want to make sure they get a cool down. And you want 10 to 15 degrees less than your average warmer temperature. So I am definitely getting it, and they will be out here at least until the end of September. And I'll play the rest by ear because the dendrobiums can take a little more cool. The cymbidium I'll show you later. Every time I go over to turn the water on to water the vegetables, I water the cymbidium, and that's almost every day. It gets watered every day. It's not getting any direct light, but I'll show you where it is on the eastern side. Out in the open, but nothing direct falling on it. So they can take almost that first frost, and maybe the first frost, if it was a little one, wouldn't hurt it. But don't be afraid to leave your cymbidiums and dendrobiums a little bit longer out in the fall. But that extra temperature, if you've got them outside, that is going to help. Now, if you're inside and they're near a window, then sometimes enough cool air will come from those windows. And if not, you could just open the window a bit at night when you go to bed, and that should do it. And I have done it that way. But I like to put them out because I know they like, I've noticed because it's been so dry, and because of so many appointments and things that have been going on here, I just haven't had the time to water them twice a week. So I've been doing it Tuesday. I used to do it Wednesday, and it had to get changed, and so I've been doing it Tuesday. And the only thing I've been doing different was the odd time it's getting a mist. And then I'll take this bottle, the top off, and I'll reach in there, and once in a while, not more than once a week, but when I remember and get time, I just pour a little water into each of the oncidiums because I know they like to have a little more water. And now, before I tell you some other stories, I'm going to talk about this Paphiopedilum. So it has a beautiful bloom, and I'll show you closer. But why is it surviving in all this heat? Because they do not like to dry out. They grow in a moist environment, and last time I couldn't keep them alive. So this time, I think the thing that's doing it, I have these little clay balls in a bowl of water, and that water is right at the surface of the clay balls. And when I set this pot in, it is right on the top of where that water is, and it's on the clay balls. So it's not sitting in the water, but it is on the top. And because it's so hot, there's a lot of humidity involved around it. And it is just in bark. Now, the other reason it's probably because they do like a little moisture environment is because the bark is smaller pieces. So there's bark, and then only clay pellets. So it is drying out, and I have misted this part a couple times during the week. So that's how it survived, but I am going to get a bloom. Now this is the bloom, and I'm going to show you where the spike is. This is the spike I cut off on the one that was here when I got it from Rosemary. And this is where the flower was. And this is looking kind of rough, but that is eventually the plant that flowered will die off, and it'll produce a new little one that's going to come up. So sometimes you can even get more, and it depends, because this was a no ID, but some people like to grow the variegated leafed Paphiopedilums because they take a long time to bloom in between. But this type with the maybe not so beautiful leaves, well, I'm already got another one coming, and this was last year. It was it early this year that I got it, and it's already blooming again, and I see two little spikes coming. That might be new plants. Let me know what you think. But down here, down here, there's a tiny little, I'll show you closer when I have the camera in my hand. There looks to be something green growing there. And what else did I see? Also, I saw something else. Where did I see it? Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, right here. See here? It looks like something there and something down there. And I do know from watching this Orchid Girl that sometimes you can get one that does that, where you'll have more than one plant growing, and one might take longer and one might go faster. So being it's no ID, I don't know, but it does have a beautiful bloom, and I can't wait. So because of the heat, I've been so worried about it, and we might be lucky because we have some oncidiums in spike. We have one Phalaenopsis coming in spike, and I think there'll definitely be more, because usually late fall, that's when I start to see spikes, and then that gives you beautiful flowers for every year. Almost every orchid blooms every year that I can look back and see. Lots of years where I've had flowers all winter, and that is when we love them, because our winters are long here, and I must admit, most people are going, oh, I love fall and winter, because you do get that way. You do love that change. So, anyway, I do have a little story I want to share with you, and I'm just going to put this down here, and I'm going to show you a close-up after. And we'll do a little bit of a tour. So I'll put that over there. I put an orchid in this, but I'll do it later. So, I told you I had an eye issue going on. And I have a Band-Aid here. Well, here is the story. I had an eye appointment today because they had told me the scratch, I had to get an operation because the scratching over time can cause blindness, and it's very hard to get an appointment because there's only 2 good people doing this type of surgery, and one is in Kelowna, which is quite a drive, and it's a long wait to get her, and the other one's on the coast, which is even scarier because we have so many things going on. So she had given me, my last appointment, she'd given me a steroid drop. It was a real thick stuff I had to put in my eye twice a day. And I did that for a week, and my eye, it's like if you're walking around every day with grit in your eye and you can't get rid of it. You can't read, you can't concentrate, you're ready to rip someone's head off. No, not really, but you know, it's an awful thing. I know there's so many awful things that people can get, and you never know, you know. But this happened, and we don't know why. It's just age related, they say. So, and some people had told me that they got rid of it because they take the eyelashes out. And I thought, oh no, oh no. And so anyway, I'm sitting at the table about 3 or 4 days ago after breakfast. And I said to Jack, you know, this drops are not helping. It's supposed to help. And I said, you know, if I like take my glasses off and and all my eyelid had folded up, and my eyelashes on the bottom are all against my eyeball. And if I just sort of touched all along the top part of the bottom eyelid, I said, the eyelashes come out and I can see them. They would just peek out, but then they wouldn't stay long and they'd go. And Jack goes, well, why don't you tape it? And I'm like, tape it? So I'm thinking, well, I don't know. Nobody said anything about taping it. So I went and got a Band-Aid and I cut it like a long triangle. And I tried it. I put the pointy end right under my lash and I came this way. Guess what? It worked. But like a Band-Aid didn't look very nice, and it was hurt when you took it off. So we went to the drugstore the next morning, and for under $2, you get a little package of steri strips. You don't have to cut them. They're the perfect size. They're not clear, but they work, and I'll show you a close-up of it. And I'm telling you, it took a day because my eye's so used to being scratched. It felt scratched even after the Band-Aid was put on. But I put the Band-Aid right under my eyelash and I pulled a tiny bit and stuck it down over here. And miracle of miracles, my fix anything husband had the miracle. He said, it worked. And by the next day, my eye felt perfect. It no longer was, because it was trying to protect itself, it was sending out all this real thick stuff, and I couldn't see through my eye, plus it hurt. And take the feeling of a dry eye and just make it way, way, way worse. Everything was terrible. Couldn't read, everything, for over 2 months. So, here I am with this Band-Aid. Oh, I'll come and show you the Band-Aid, and I'll tell you what else happened. Okay. There's the Band-Aid. Don't look at the wrinkles. Anyway, so it has been a miracle. All of a sudden, it's perfect. It's better than it was before because I think it was starting to do it off and on, and I thought I had dry eyes, but now I don't even have dry eyes. I just have this thing. I put the Band-Aid on. It stayed through 3 showers, and it's not expensive, so I had an appointment today, and I didn't know whether I should go with or without the Band-Aid because she was going to send me to a specialist, ones I told you about. So then I go for my appointment at 10:45 this morning, and she comes in and I'm sitting there in the office, and they had to do a pressure test. You know, they squirt your eyes because there was something to do with that. And it was all swollen last time she looked at it, and she was right away going to make this appointment. And she says, well, how are you doing? And I said, really good. And then I told her the whole story. And she said, what? I've never heard of this. How can an eye doctor, that this happens to other people, not how come nobody has gone, and you can go blind? How come nobody has come up to this Band-Aid? So I'm telling her, and she's busy typing, sending this off to all the optometrists about what she's seen. And she took pictures of it, and she's seen it, and then she went out and told Jack what a great idea. But, I mean, I said, well, I don't know, I said, if I take this Band-Aid off, if everything's going to go back. I said, do you want me to take it off? And she says, no. She had a good look at it. She thinks it will go back. So I thought, okay, well, I'll leave it on because I feel good. And at least I'm not hurting my eye while I wait months, because who knows when it'll be. It could be next spring, because we don't want to drive to Kelowna in the winter, so we don't know. So she said, okay, she's notifying the specialist in Kelowna, and then we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I take this off and I get 1 day or 2 days with nothing, or I will check it out. But you know, this has stayed on, and right now I'm happy. I feel like I've been reborn. So that's my strange story. And I want to show you a few things outside, and I want to go check, because this time of year we got 4 chickens, and 2 were molting, and we were getting 2 eggs a day. And the other day, now we've had 3 eggs a day, and so I think there's only 1 chicken molting, and so we should have a green egg. I picked up 2 eggs this morning, but there should be 1 more green egg, and we might go check for that. And chickens don't like heat, but she didn't stay in molting too long. She was very good, where the other one, she's been molting longer. But we're happy with that, so I'm going to take you up there, because I've cleaned up in their thing up there. But you don't want to be outside here in the heat of the day. We've had lunch. It's 2 o'clock, and probably I got things I can do inside after and exercise my hip. But I knew I had to do this, and I keep saying I'm going to get back sooner, and I don't. But I'm doing my best. And on the end of this video, I washed and ironed all Mom's scarves. And then after my eye appointment, we dropped in to see her, and she was sitting with all the ladies at their kitchen table. It's a Good Samaritan Home. It's so good. We're so happy with them. And most of the patients have dementia, but there's about, there's 6 patients on one side of the house and 6 on the other, and they each have their own kitchen table. And they make the food right there. And Mom loves the food. She looks forward to every meal, better than when I was cooking. But she was sitting at the table, and I had all the scarves all in a box. And I'm just going to put on a quick picture at the end of this video of Mom seeing how many scarves she had made and how nice they look. And so we're going to do that after too. So let me give you some close-ups here, and then we'll go outside, and then I can get this video off to you. Okay. Ooh, the camera's hot. The camera is definitely hot. Yeah, everything is definitely hot. I just have to get a good hold of this if I'm going to be walking around. So here we are. So I think there is something little green growing there. And the other one, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a new leaf, so I'm not sure. But look at it. I am so happy. But I'll show you where I keep this. So you can see the water level in here. And see that little spot down there? That's where it goes. So it's like it's on the ground, and it is getting light, and it's definitely getting heat. So that's where it's going. And this is the one orchid I've had many years, and it's in a lamp. It was a terracotta lamp that we cut the base off of. So the hole where the lamp came out of is at the bottom. And those orchids been in here for a long time. Most of them, I know the heat, some of them have lost some leaves. Now sometimes this doesn't happen, but I think it's just the stress of the heat. But there's lots of new leaves coming. Even the one in this glass pot, I notice is losing a leaf. So the others look good. There was a big spider here the other day I chased off. And so there are the Oncidiums. In the morning they get a little more light because from the east side the morning sun. But there is some spikes down on this back one. I think I saw two. And this is the orchid that I got from Georgia. Purple, what was it? Violet, let me see. Purple violet eye. And I left half moss and bark. And it's growing lots of roots. And even in this heat. And there's a dendrobium. And the roots are looking good. It was watering day Tuesday. And then same up at the top. Still have some flowers over there. But the roots are doing good. The plants are doing good. So, and this is the one that it broke off here. I think it was from an injury, or whether it was too much water in the crown, but I think it was an injury because it fell during some carpentry work. And this is the basil keiki that grew very quickly, getting another new leaf. So, and here I have two in a pot, and down here, so they're surviving this heat and only being watered, even this basket, getting watered once a week, and it's full of air holes on the bottom. And it seems to be doing good. So, these are some of our crystals. So, let's go out and we'll take a look at the cymbidium. Okay, the thermometer's in the shade and it's just saying about 90 in the shade. It's over 100 in the sun for sure. So we come around this way and you can see the cymbidium. So it gets a lot of shade from this hedge. So it's been getting watered every day, and you can tell the color of the leaves that it's doing pretty good. Now, some of the old ones, when I transplanted and gave 2 pieces away, Rosemary has one, and Debbie, one of the subscribers, she got one. So it has perked up a lot this year. The first year after the cutting them all apart with an axe didn't do so good. So it's getting water every day and just draining right onto the rocks. So that's what's happening with that. And we still haven't got soil for in this, but we hope to have this going by fall, because it could take some stuff yet planted. And we're still eating the cherry tomatoes, and we've been eating at least, I've picked at least 4 peppers off of this, and they taste good. And there's quite a few growing on one plant, so we're happy with that. And here, this was planted late, but we have a little zucchini there, green one, and some tomatoes. And we're going to be making juice of grapes soon. As soon as they all finish turning color. There's a big grape year this year. Now let's go see if there's any eggs. A green egg, because she was molting. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Are you hot? You know, they got lots of shady spades. Oh, Mary Jo, she was molting, so she's missing of still feathers, but she just started laying again. And this one's the one that's molting. It's okay, I know. Yeah, I know. And then those guys over there, they're through molting. So, and every day around dinner, I cook them some squash, and this is where I feed them. I take all the food out every night about 6 when I give them their snacks so that we're not feeding rodents of any kind. So this is how we fix this. Probably how I hurt my back shoveling all this, but we've got all the gravel. And yesterday I put all new clean bedding down in here. Hi, you come up to visit. They're very friendly. So let's go look over here. So this year we shouldn't have leak troubles, which we did. See if I can get an egg. Let's see. Oh, I see one. Okay, let me get that one. Yep, she laid an egg. She was a good girl. There we are. That's the Americana. Americana. Is that yours? Is that yours? You're hot. You stay in the shade. Yeah, I know that's your egg. Yes, it is. Okay. So that goes in the house. And one quick, well, I'm glad this is the only real garden I have to worry about because it's hot. These flowers here, like this is straight sun almost all day. And it's reasonable in the gazebo because of the back's open. But these have pretty well had it. And over here, these are the yellow zucchinis. They're delicious, really. I like them when they're real small, but I take the big ones and cook them up for the chickens. So we're still picking tomatoes. We're going to be picking them till frost. And then we'll be picking the ones in the greenhouse. So we're still getting some. And I emptied one bin because I got to plant garlic pretty soon. I've got the garlic that was, I got beans because they're a late crop. We can eat beans till late in the fall. So, and a quick look in the greenhouse, which will be more fruitful later because it won't get any water on it when it starts raining. But there is some tomatoes in here coming, so that's a good thing. So that's it. It's too hot to even wander around. I do have to come out and do some watering, but I'll do that quickly after. Isn't it, Maggie? Everybody says hi, Maggie. Maggie, she likes the hot sun, but for only a little while. There. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the thumbs up. And I'm always happy to talk to you in the comments. Bye for now.
Oh my God.
Those are all the scarves you've knitted.
Yes.
And I've washed them all, and I'm going to go donate them.
Oh, good.
But look how much you've done.
I didn't. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done quite a lot of them things.
Yeah.
I'm not young anymore.
I'd like a green one.
Would you like a green one?
Yes.
Okay, you can have a green one.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off now. How's your day going?
Good.
Okay.
I've got that black stuff.
You're getting, oh, she's knitting another one, a black one.
This is what I'm doing now.
Yeah. So how are you feeling?
not too bad for an oldie.
Oh, that's good. Okay.